No, Kyle, Mondays.
I think
You know how I feel about Mondays.
yes, the traffics on Mondays are particularly new to the week, so they come with
No,
a
it's not even,
furious.
yeah, the traffic is part of it. But, after the sleep weekend and all that, and then you have to remember, just remembering that you're coming to work on Monday morning is enough, really. But the good news is, the Leone Stars of Sierra Leone have arrived in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, on Saturday. They came on Saturday for Thursday's 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifier against the Super Eagles. I'm not reading the rest of the story. Nigeria have not been doing fantastically well. We assemble our players 2 days, 3 days, put them together 2 days, 3 days, and that's about it. But the Leone Stars, a large amount of them play their
Football.
trade in Sierra Leone or in Africa. And I'm a big fan of consistency. What are our chances against Sierra Leone? Now, at this point in time, the Super Eagles, we cannot analyze. You cannot be an analyst in Nigeria and be confident that Nigeria can beat anyone right now. Unfortunately.
Yes, confidence is out the window, but at the same time, we know we have plenty of talent in individual positions, in individual players, and we understand, I understand, I'm sure many people don't care about this excuse. The new manager, the new head coach, is still figuring out his best 11, still figuring out the best tactics.
He's played
to
two
use.
matches, friendly matches, and he's lost both.
Well, I mean, we talked about the growing pains of a foreign manager having to step into the role of head coach for Nigeria. We talked about how it would be easier for a home-based manager to get up to speed very quickly. So I think the fact that we want to compete, and the last home-based manager we had with plenty of experience, who had managed the team in the past, they didn't do as well as we hoped for.
That's a good point.
Yes, and now I think we have to turn the chapter. I think we need to accept that this is a rebuilding stage we're in, and even if we don't qualify for the next AFCON, we have to be prepared for that mentally. We have to be prepared that should be at minimum a 5 to 10 year project. And if we give the manager every resource, we should be able to see growing improvements, evolution in our football, in our style, and in the consistency of how well our players play together. That's just what we need.
My question would be, I remember vividly when Nigeria played Cote d'Ivoire in the Nations Cup under Stephen Keshi of blessed memories. And I remember that that was the most star-studded team in Africa. They had Didier Drogba, they had Kolo Toure, they had Yahya Toure, they had Didier Zokora. Everybody that was anybody in big clubs in Africa were in the Ivorian squad. We beat them 2-1. They scored the first goal. And the Ivorian coach, at the end of the day, after the news conference, he said if he had listed a long list of people who would have given him problems in that match, Sunday Mba would never have been there. A list of 100 people, Sunday Mba wouldn't have been there. But Sunday Mba scored his second goal that actually ended that match, and Nigeria won.
So it tells you that if back then, no matter how good we were, top teams like the Ivory Coast, or as you call them, Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire, yeah.
And the likes
They like to be called Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes. The likes of Cameroon, Ghana. I think all those teams knew on any given day they could beat us. And they went into every game against us confident. But at that time, Cote d'Ivoire had every reason to be overconfident. And Keshi knew the style of the team very well.
True that.
So it wasn't anything that the Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivorians could throw at us that would be much of a surprise. He had done his homework. These players plied their trade every week in Europe and in the rest of Africa. So there was a lot of understanding of research done, a scouting done, to know where all their strengths were. I think right now, we don't yet know the limits to Jose Pesero's abilities as a tactician. We need.
I'm scared though.
I know many people, I know many people are worried, especially now that we know we've tried home-based management, we've tried foreign-based management.
We tried home-based management with Stephen Keshi and it worked.
Yes, we tried it with Olise and it seemed to be...
Olise had to walk away.
Yes.
We know why.
But we saw there was plenty of improvements. And we want... No matter what club in the world you go to, even Chelsea fans, for a long time, they were always clamoring for homegrown talent to step in. When Lampard
John
came
Terry,
in, yes,
Lampard.
When Lampard came in and as a potential manager for the team, everyone was happy, in good spirits, even though they knew that it was going to be tough times. I think the thing is, we know we can face tough times if we have one of our own in charge. But we've had tough times. And now we need to accept that that particular chapter is done. What we need to prepare for is the next chapter. If Jose Pesero is going to succeed, he cannot have naysayers constantly questioning whether he's good enough with the first 5 matches, the first 10 matches. There's plenty of football to be played between now and the next AFCON. And if we qualify, we cannot throw the baby and the water out the window just because we don't get past the group stages. There's a lot of work that goes into this. The Germans took years to get to a position where they could win the World Cup.
The Spaniards,
took a long time before they could go back-to-back Euro and World Cup titles. We have to accept that it takes time. And I fail to understand how we can be content with just winning the Nations Cup in Africa. We need to be vying to qualify and go further than we've ever done. At least to the
finals of the World Cup. I think what Mukaili is trying to say is as simple as it gets. On a more humorous level, you look at the Nigerian national team, and you see they look like a foreign national team. And you look at the French national team,
and they look like an
African national team. So we have consistently insulted. I'm using the word insulted because we have consistently said the French Le Bleu depend on African footballers.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
They won the World Cup.
Because at the end of the day, these African
N'Golo
players
Kante,
have French
Pogba.
nationalities, and they're going to walk away being giants in the game. They're going to have their names etched in history as World Cup winners.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Now, before I go to the story, let me ask you the question. When you hear, even if you're not a sports analyst, if you're just a tennis lover, or you watch sports regularly, the king of clay, who will stop him?
Nadal, we know.
Rafael.
We know he's overwhelming in the way he plays. Power.
And that's why he always has shoulder injuries.
Yes.
He puts everything into it.
Yes. It worries me that sometimes I think back about these living legends that we have in the game right now, and I think it is unimaginable that in a couple of years
Federer,
they will
Rafael
no longer
Nadal.
be hitting the clay, hitting the grass.
This guy is Spanish. He's won his 14th Roland Garros.
It's no small task. Even for being the king of clay. You could be king of clay with 10 Roland Garros or just 10 titles on clay, but he has done on just this particular ground 14 titles. It's no small task. And I think I'm a Federer fan. I'm always a Federer fan. I pick Federer over everyone else. But I was hoping that Federer was going to be the one who was going to break that record. Many people thought Djokovic was going to be the one to break that record. Because of the consistency he was demonstrating, he was on a roll. And Federer and Nadal were both injured. Nadal has come back from injury faster than Federer. Djokovic missed out on the Australian Open. And now, suddenly, Djokovic hasn't had his first win this season. Nadal has 2 major titles done and dusted. And he has broken the record. And the year isn't even halfway done.
Yeah, true. Well, for the record, Quote me, please, if you have to. If you have to, really. I used to be a Nadal fan. Mikhail is a Federer fan. But from today onwards, I have now become an Alcaraz fan. Because for me, he's the future of clay.
Possible.
My opinion.
Possible.
My opinion. Rafael Nadal won a record-extending 14th title at Roland Garros after being beaten Norwegian Gasper Ruud 6-3, 6-3, 6-love in a dominant performance. The 36-year-old now has 22 Grand Slam titles and moves 2 ahead of Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic. The king of clay has won an astonishing 112 of his 115 encounters at the tournament and has claimed consecutive majors for the first time since 2010 after winning the Australian Open. We'll look at Nadal and the highlights of the tournament. We'll come back. Stay with us.
Okay, Kellis.
Rafael Nadal.
Yes, he's worth it. And it takes me back to the beginning of his career when he was just starting to pick up steam. There was a lot of people who said, this kid might just eclipse Federer.
As Alcaraz?
No, I mean Nadal.
Nadal, okay.
When he was coming up, his ability was such a refreshment on the game because he came with power when no one was depending on power. Kind of just like Tiger Woods when he hit the singing, which is why we see Tiger Woods having so many more injuries than most golfers. Power over guile, whereas Federer was the king of guile. But when he first came up against Nadal, even he was overwhelmed a couple of times. He had to retool and rejig his game to match the speed of Nadal's service. And eventually, they came to a mutual respect of each other's game. And I think we're watching right now the possible fulfillment of all those predictions that Nadal would eclipse Federer. Federer might come back from injury soon. And given the way Nadal plays, he might be on the one out injured for the next season. And when that happens, we'll see if Federer can catch up. And I think he can, but we'll see.
Wow. Mikhail has been very, I don't know. Now, I am really very, I've got Novak Djokovic. Okay, I don't think so. Okay. Now, I was really sad. I'm a big fan of Coco Gauff. I saw her, or I still see her, as the next Serena or Venus for me. But they lost to French pair, Caroline Garcia and Kristina Mladenovic. They recovered from a set down to beat the Americans Coco Gauff and Jessica Pegula 2-6, 6-3, 6-2. And they lift the French Open Roland Garros women's doubles title for the second time. For Gauff, it was a second final defeat in less than 24 hours after the 18-year-old lost in straight sets by top seed Iga Swiatek in Saturday's singles final. Garcia and Mladenovic won the title in 2016, and for the latter, it was a fourth women's doubles crown at Roland Garros after also triumphing in 2019 and 2020 with Timea Babos. She now has 6 major doubles titles, including the Australian Open in 2018 and 2020. The French duo playing their second tournament together this season after remitting and losing in the second round at the Australian Open, fought back to a 4-love up in the second and they secured it with a Mladenovic smash. Maybe because I'm a father and I have girls. People call me Abigail. You know, Coco Gauff, she's only 18, and I hate for her to lose. Really, you could have seen her face. You could see it. She was almost in tears. She's still very young for this big limelight that she's in. Really.
But she does have the time on her side.
She has a lot of time. But you see, at that point in time, Mikhail, at 18, playing in the finals of the Roland Garros doubles, she's not thinking of time. She's just thinking of, she's heartbroken.
but heartbreak is what.
Will make us stronger, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
diamonds are formed from pressure. So I think we're still yet to see the best of her. And these days, these periods of heartbreak will ultimately pay off. I still very much believe that. And I've told you, I would love to see her play doubles
With Naomi Osaka.
Yes.
Before we go on the show, I'm leaving you with basketball, NBA. We were stunned when Boston Celtics beat Golden State Warriors, but they're back. They beat them. They got their own back, and Steph Curry was all the way,
Do me, I do you.
Do me, I do, yeah. So,
So let's see that. And
No, we're leaving them with that, really.
Okay.
You know what? I think Golden State Warriors actually have a chance to actually make it happen.
I mean, I feel like there aren't many. The way the Lakers fizzled out throughout the season, there isn't a power base anywhere outside of the Golden States in the NBA right now. For me, the Bucks couldn't defend their title, and even they fell short. So I think this is Golden State's year to claim another title, and Curry's going to drive them all the way to the end.
Hopefully. Thank you, Mikhail. Thank you very much, Isaac. I call him Zico. He's behind the cameras. You don't see him, but he makes you see us. Thank you very much, Tayo Ashubiojo. I hope I got that right. Thank you very much, Onoja. Thank you very much, Dami. Thank you very much, Tumishe. Thank you very much, Ajasa AJ. Thank you very much. And downstairs, there are so many people downstairs there in the powerhouse. Shedrack is there. D1 Dio is there. Peter Piro is there. Thank you all of you very much for helping me make it happen. The producer of the show today, Paul George. You can call him President General if you want. I call him PG. I don't know what you call him. Toby, thank you very much for helping out. Toby, thank you very much. Thank you. Join us same time tomorrow, Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. My name is Wally Scott. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your hearts, do some sports.